Welcome to The Explainer. Every year, Stanford University drops its AI Index report, and it's basically the definitive look at the state of artificial intelligence. And this year's edition, wow, it tells a really dramatic story. It's about a technology that's scaling so incredibly fast that our society just can't keep up. So let's dive into the key findings. So as we dig into the 2026 edition, the first thing that just jumps out at you is the sheer mind-bending speed of it all. Generative AI has hit 53% adoption in just 3 years. Think about that for a second. That's a faster rate of change than the personal computer, even faster than the internet. AI isn't coming anymore. It's already here, and it's woven into our lives at a pace that is truly historic. But this incredible speed, well, it creates the central tension that really defines the state of AI today. And it's captured perfectly by this quote from the report itself. The technology is scaling so much faster than our institutions, our laws, our schools, our economies can adapt. And that massive gap, well, that's really the story of this explainer. Okay, so let's start with the paradox of what AI can actually do. Researchers call this the jagged frontier, and it's this bizarre reality where AI is both superhumanly intelligent and, at other times, just bafflingly clumsy. On one hand, you have this. AI has reached a level of reasoning that lets it win a gold medal at the International Mathematical Olympiad. We're talking about one of the most challenging intellectual competitions on the entire planet. Honestly, this is a feat that was pure science fiction just a few years ago. And yet, on the other hand, it can't do this. The report shows that the very best AI models can only read a simple analog clock correctly about half the time. A superhuman math genius that struggles with a basic task a child can master. That, right there, is the jagged frontier in a nutshell. And this paradox, it extends right into the physical world. So in a clean, predictable, totally controlled environment like a lab simulation, AI-powered robots are incredibly successful. They're achieving nearly a 90% success rate on really complex tasks. But then you take that same exact technology and you put it in the messy, unpredictable real world, like asking it to do chores in your home, and that success rate absolutely plummets, all the way down to just 12%. It just shows how far we really have to go before AI can truly master the physical world. So this paradox of capability is creating a pretty similar tension in the economy. You can think of AI's impact as this high-stakes seesaw, creating incredible value on one end while causing some really serious disruption on the other. On one side of that seesaw, you have this just staggering level of investment. In 2025 alone, private investment in the U.S. soared to over $285 billion. That is more than 23 times what was invested in China. It just shows you how much economic momentum is building up. But here's the other side of that seesaw. In the very fields where AI is providing the clearest boosts in productivity, like software development, we're now seeing the first real signs of job disruption. The report highlights a nearly 20% drop in employment for young entry-level developers in the U.S., even while hiring for more senior roles keeps on growing. And the disruption isn't just about jobs. This new economic engine, it comes at a pretty serious environmental cost. The footprint of AI is enormous, and it's getting bigger. Training just a single large model can emit over 72,000 tons of CO2. And the amount of water needed to cool these massive data centers is becoming a critical concern. Now, all of this massive economic and technological power has, pretty unsurprisingly, triggered a global race. But it's not just a race for dominance anymore. It's become a race for self-reliance and for control. The US and China are the clear heavyweights here, but as this table shows, they're kind of playing different games. The US still leads in producing the most powerful, notable frontier models. But China is an absolute powerhouse in research, leading the world in the sheer volume of publications and patents being granted. And this competition is leading to a whole new strategic goal for nations around the world, this idea of AI sovereignty. It's no longer enough to just use AI. Now countries want to control their own ecosystems, from the data and computing power all the way to the models themselves. So all of this brings us to the final and maybe the most important piece of the puzzle. This deep struggle for society to keep up with the very technology it created. This is where that gap between AI's power and our ability to manage it becomes crystal clear.
And you can see this disconnect perfectly in public opinion. When you ask AI experts about the impact on their jobs, 73% of them are optimistic, but only 23% of the general public feels the same way. That's a massive 50-point perception gap, and it shows a really deep divide in how this change is being felt across society.
Meanwhile, in our schools, AI is already, well, it's everywhere. The report finds that a staggering 4 out of 5 U.S. students are now using AI to help with their schoolwork. It has already become a fundamental tool for the next generation.
But our education system is lagging dangerously far behind. While students have adopted AI like crazy, only 6% of teachers report that their school's policies on how to actually use it are clear. We're basically leaving teachers and students to navigate this whole new world pretty much on their own.
And at the same time, our ability to make sure AI is developed and deployed responsibly, well, it just isn't keeping pace with its power. As the capabilities have soared, so have the number of documented AI incidents, everything from bias to safety failures, and they climbed sharply in the last year alone. So, Stanford's 2026 AI Index leaves us with this final, crucial thought. The technology is accelerating, and the debate is really moving past what AI is capable of. The greatest challenge, the most important question, now lies with us. How will our societies, our institutions, and really, how will each of us adapt?